Hello YouTube, it's Rob, Maxwell's Grass Cutting Services, based in the northeast of England. I hope everybody's well and having a great day. Today's video is one I've been trying to make for a long time, but I kept putting it off. And as you can see from the title, what can you earn as a gardener in the UK? I get that question asked almost daily basis, on a daily basis. I get emails, I get messages, and I'm flattered that people, trust my opinion, really. But other YouTubers have said, Rob, we shouldn't be talking about money. It's not really appropriate. And some of my subscribers have also said, Rob, it's not the subject to be spoken about. But everybody's asking. And I wouldn't say I feel duty bound, but I certainly feel that it needs to be spoken about. So I'm going to discuss it today. Now, what can you earn when you first start as a gardener in the UK? That's what we're going to cover today. Well, remember the number 3, because I think the number 3 is really important. Stick with me. Okay, when you first start, your equipment's not going to be great. And also, when you go and price jobs, you're not going to be pricing at the right price. You're going to be going a little bit cheap, because we all do it. We all make the mistakes. I certainly did. And I think if you can get the first pinch point from £100 a day, 5 days a week, it's £500. We've got 40 weeks of the gardening season, 34 weeks of the grass cutting season, and then you've got the rest of the year, 18 weeks. And if you can get 6 weeks work in the remainder of the 18 weeks, between sort of November the 5th and the 3rd week in March, that gives you a 40-week season. That's what I try and work to, and I know a lot of other gardeners in the northeast who I speak to on a regular basis, they work to that as well. So if you can do £100 a day, 5 days a week, it's 500 quid a week, 40 weeks a year, that's 20 grand. But 20 grand's not yours, is it? I work on a third. Whatever I earn, I put a third away. And that's for a bit of tax, national insurance, the van, the fuel, new equipment, etc, etc. So if you have £20,000 in the first year, that's what you gross. You've got to put a third away. It leaves a wage of 12 months of about 1,200 quid. There or thereabouts. Okay? But that's phase 1. You want to get to the next level. What's the next level? I think it's about £150 a day. Now, if you get 150 quid a day, the maths, they go up, don't they? You're now at 750 quid a week. Over 40 weeks, that's 30 grand. If you take a third off 10,000, that leaves £20,000 net in your pocket. Now, if you divide that over 12 months, yeah, you've got £1,500. So, not a bad little wage. You're talking band 3 at the NHS. But the pièce de la résistance, the one you're looking for, I think, and I'm not quite there yet, is 200 quid a day. 200 quid a day, 5 days a week, it's £1,000 a week, isn't it? 40 weeks, it's 40k. And then if you can get your off-takes down to about a third, which is 30 grand in your pocket, you're talking about £2,200 a month wages in your pocket. And for me, that's a really good it's a good wage, isn't it? Now, some people will be watching this and saying, Rob, my off-takes are more. It's half. Well, it's how you want to set up your business, isn't it? I don't have a new van. I don't have fancy battery equipment. I try and keep everything not cheap, but like I have good gear. But I don't just buy new gear for the sake of buying new gear. I've got still equipment, and as long as it's running, I'll run with it, and I'll service it every year, and I'll look after it, and I try and keep my running costs down. That's what I'm trying to say. But how do you get from that 100 to 150 to 200? That the number 3. How do you increase? Well, when you first start out, you won't have great equipment, and you'll be all over the place because you get your marketing right, and your phone starts ringing, and what you'll be doing one job there, and you find yourself traveling a lot. However, as time goes on, you'll learn, and you'll start clovering, and you'll start getting all your customers in one place, and that's where it's all at. And then you'll start getting better equipment. And then once you start getting better equipment, I started with a 16-inch Honda Izzy. Oh God, it was a push one. And then I bought a McCulloch, which wasn't bad. And then I went for the Honda HRX, which was a game changer for me. And then I bought my Still FS70 Strimmer. And once I bought them, I remember thinking, I've earned 170 quid today. And I don't feel as tired as I did when I was struggling to get 100 quid with a Honda Izzy. So once you get good equipment, you can push yourself to the next level. Now, also, once you've been going a year or two, you'll find that neighbours start asking you for work. So instead of doing one job in the street, you do two, and that pushes your wage up as well. But I've spoke about this on a couple of occasions. Being the best gardener and being good at cutting lawns and being good at doing hedges isn't enough. You need to get your marketing right. And I've done a video about marketing, haven't I? How to get customers. I'll put it in the description. And also, you need a quote for work, and you need to quote right and get the right price. Again, I've done another video on that. I'll stick that in the description. And if you can get those two things right and be organised, you've got a good chance. Now, I watch other YouTubers, and I read the gardening forums on Facebook, and people get stressed. You know, they say they're running out of time and all this. I don't understand that. I really don't. It's not a criticism. The way I set my business up is I work Monday, and I work Tuesday, and I work Thursday, and I work Friday. And they're regular customers. And at any one time, you could say, Rob, where are you going to be on Tuesday? And I'll tell you, as long as weather permitting. I understand that if it rains, we have to juggle things around. But the last few years, touch wood, we've been really fortunate with the weather, I think. Obviously, April, May, and we're coming to sort of the end of September, October. That can be a bit of a pain because we get the rain and stuff. But normally, during the summer months, you know, you've got your Monday round, your Tuesday, your Thursday and Friday, and Wednesdays for one-off work. And I find one-off work can be more lucrative. However, it has risks because you're working for people you don't know. You've got to go and quote for the work. But I only do one-off work. And what I try and do is book 4 weeks in advance. Then after that, I don't take any more on. And once I do one, I take it on. Or if it's a job I fancy, I say, look, I can do it for this price, but it's going to be this date. And a lot of people don't like waiting more than 4 weeks, if I'm honest. But that's what I do. However, I'm not quite at the £200 a day yet. But I'm trying. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get more gardens close to my home address. And I'm trying to get one-off work where I price it right. And I've realised I've been too cheap. So what I'm doing now is I've got 4 weeks work of one-off work left booked in. And then I'm not taking any more on for the end of the season. And then I'm going to contradict myself because I took a commercial contract on and I had another customer come back to me, quite famous in the northeast, but moved house. They've now moved back, and they rang me a week ago. And although I'm really busy, this is a female customer. It's quite famous in the northeast of England, bit of a celebrity, and I've took her back on. And what I do is I work every other Sunday on my commercial contract and this new customer. I'm going to fit them in 4 weeks time on a Wednesday, and then I'm not going to take any more one-off work until the end of the season's done. And then at the end of the season, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to say, I want these customers to remain. There's a few I'm going to let go, and I'm going to give them notice at the end of the season, and then they've got all the winter and the spring to find new gardeners. And the reason is they're just too far away. So I want to keep everything close and condensed to try and get me to that level of £200 a day, £1,000 a week, 40 weeks, 40 grand, and I want 30 grand in my pocket. I'm not there. Another little strategy I'm going to move for as well. The Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then repeat on my fortnightly round leaves me Wednesdays for one-off jobs. But I'm not getting any younger. I'm 53. And don't get me wrong, don't be fooled by this chubby exterior. I can graft all day. But what I do find difficult is the recovery. The next day I get out of bed, I'm stiff, and I'm thinking, you know, how long can you go on doing that sort of level of intensity? Because I don't know about you, we're now September and I'm tired. And we all say, I can't wait the end of the season. And then November comes and you think, I wish it was May again. So we cannot have it always. But what am I going to do? Well, I'm looking at a new sort of way of making money on that Wednesday, which is less labor intensive and a little bit more lucrative. Now I'm going to have to invest in the business, and I'm going to invest in myself and training. I'm not going to tell you what it is. See if you can guess. If you can, leave me a note in the comments. I'll do it on another video and I'll tell you what I'm going to be doing in 2022, looking to build another side of the business up, which gives me a bit of longevity, not as labor intensive, and hopefully will bring a little bit more money in and help me reach that level what I'm looking to reach. Now, I know what you're saying, Rob, that's all very well and good, but you haven't covered the off takes, and my off takes are, you know, a lot more. I understand you've got your vehicle, you've got your equipment, you've got your fuel, you've got your national insurance, you've got your tax, and you've got everything. But I think if you work at a third, you're doing all right. Any more than that, and I think you're a bit glamorous with your fancy new vans, your fancy new equipment, and you need to spend less. So there we go. That's my take on what you can earn as a gardener in the UK. And remember, I said about the 3, didn't I? The 100, the 150 and the 2. And if you're earning above £200 a day, let me know in the comments what you do and how you do it. And I also appreciate this will change from area to area. Some areas you have to charge less, and some areas you can charge a lot more. Some of the really posh areas down south, I'm sure that you can charge a little bit more than you can in areas such as the northeast where I live. But that's my take on what you can earn as a gardener in the UK. But one thing they don't tell you as well is unpaid hours. You know, you think, oh, I want 30 quid an hour. That's what I want. But you're not getting 30 quid an hour, are you? Because if there's an 8-hour day, you can't work for 8 hours. If you're doing 6 30 quid lawns a day, you're doing really well, because you've got to travel. And then you've got to get the gear out the van, gear back on the van. You need to have a little bit of a rest. You need a break. You need comfort breaks. And then when you get back, you've got to unload the van. You've got to sort the equipment out. You've got to get the fuel done. You've got to get all your quotes done. You've got to get your invoicing done. You've got to do all the books, get them prepared to send them off to the accountants. I think they call that unbillable hours. And there's more unbillable hours, easy for you to say, than I first anticipated when I start running my business. Anyway, I've been waffling on for far too much. So that's my take on what you can earn as a gardener in the UK. But before you can earn anything, you've got to take the plunge and go for it. And I would advise you to go for it. Because let's be honest, if we don't try, we don't know. We've got to give it a go. Anyway, that's me. I'm now going to head off home. Thanks very much for listening. I hope this has helped one person. And if you've got a comment about what you think you can earn, and what's a positive and what's a negative about running your business, please leave it. Thanks very much. And remember, when the green gold's growing, keep mowing. Take care now.